Welcome to Tools for Teens. This is where the smart gets smarter. And today we're looking at language learning. So whether you are a language learner or a language teacher, I'm going to show you some interesting workflows to benefit from AI and supercharge your language learning while having fun. So first of all, you need to create an account in Leonardo. You just go to app.leonardo.ai. And once you're on the main menu page, you're going to choose the real-time canvas option. Okay, so here you can draw on the left-hand side whatever you want, and then direct the AI with a little bit of a prompt to give you the image that you're looking for. So let's say I want to draw a dog. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is going to make my background completely white. Okay. So you can already see that the AI is sort of interpreting things as I move the mouse around, as I move the cursor around. Now I'm going to go for, let's say, brownish color. I'm going to bring down the size of the brush a little bit. And this is going to be, let's say, the head. And these will be the legs and the tail over there. All right, so now you can see that the AI is interpreting something completely different, and that's where the prompt comes in. Okay, so now I'm going to just say a dog. All right, so we'll start with something simple. There we go. So now we're going to invite an LLM into this conversation. And for this specific exercise, we won't use ChatGPT. We're going to use Google's new AI Studio Gemini Live option, where we can share our screen. So I'm just going to click on the share screen option, and I'm going to share my entire screen. Here, can you see my screen? What do you see on my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. On the left, there is a rough brown drawing of a dog with the word "a dog" written underneath. And on the right, there is an image of a real dog. Both are within the same application called Real-Time Canvas. Is there anything else I can help with?
Okay, so as you can see, this is sort of working well, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for. That's why I designed a prompt. It looks like this. Hello, I'm doing a fun language learning exercise. I'm going to draw a picture and show it to you. Your job is to help me practice vocabulary by suggesting one or two objects that I could add to my drawing. Each suggestion should include descriptive details so I can learn new adjectives, colors, or size words. And here you can see that I actually want the LLM to help me build out phrases. Instead of just saying a hat, I want something like a small blue hat. All right, so let's try this again.
Okay, so you are going to do this drawing exercise, and you want me to help you learn new vocabulary. Based on the prompt, you will draw a picture, and then I will suggest adding one or two objects with descriptive details. Is this correct?
That's correct, but let's start with you giving me an idea of what to draw.
Okay, so I should suggest the first element you should draw. How about you start by drawing a house with a red roof?
Continue.
Okay, now that you've drawn a house with a red roof, how about adding a tall green tree next to the house?
Just on the creativity side, here you can decrease the creativity strength, and what you will see happen, it starts becoming more and more similar to your drawing. And if you push up the creativity strength, the AI is basically just going to give you whatever the prompt says. So this was English to English, and to really get an idea of how this could work in real life, let's flip to French. Okay, so now I'm going to actually open up my ChatGPT app on my phone, and because unfortunately Google Gemini does not speak French yet, so I'm gonna just start the conversation. Hi ChatGPT, I want to activate the camera and show you something on my screen.
Sure, go ahead and activate your camera. Let me know what you'd like to show me.
So I'm going to show you a prompt that I want you to follow in this language learning exercise that I'm busy with. So here's the prompt. I'm doing a fun language learning exercise. I'm going to draw a picture and show it to you. Your job is to help me practice vocabulary by suggesting one or two objects I could add to my drawing. Each suggestion should include a descriptive detail so I can learn new adjectives, colors, or size words. For example, if I draw a dog, you might suggest adding a small blue hat or a striped red ball. You got it?
Got it. I'm ready to help you with your language learning exercise. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and draw something, and I'll suggest objects to add with descriptive details.
Okay, but here's the thing. I want to learn new French words.
No problem. Let's focus on French. Go ahead and show me your drawing, and I'll suggest objects to add with descriptive details in French.
Could you suggest something in French that I could start with? Just the French, unless I ask for the translation.
Bien sûr. Vous pouvez ajouter une petite fenêtre bleue.
Une petite fenêtre bleue. So the first word is small blue window. Did I get that right?
Oui, exactement. Petite fenêtre bleue signifie small blue window. Bien joué.
What did you suggest next?
Un grand arbre vert.
Un grand arbre vert would be a big green tree, right?
Exactement. Un grand arbre vert signifie a big green tree.
Okay, so now you get an idea of how this exercise would work with an AI or with a language teacher. So it's just a fun way of learning new vocabulary, building it out, and sort of visualizing the words as you learn them, right? So let's move on to the next level. Here you will see that I have created custom instructions for ChatGPT to act as my French tutor. Now, if you're a language teacher, these are basically the instructions that you would follow in a language class, depending on what the learner wants from you. Then, if I say compile list at the end of the conversation, I want ChatGPT to extract all those words or phrases and compile an Excel sheet that contains those words or phrases. So then I have that written out. And then the last step is if I say revision time, I want ChatGPT to quiz me on the vocabulary. Now, if you're not familiar with the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, it looks something like this, where within the first 24 hours of learning something new, you rapidly start losing that information. So with this prompt, I can make sure that I'm extracting the key vocabulary that I want to revisit later so I don't forget those new words. So I actually went to ChatGPT and I created this French tutor GPT. And if you remember our lesson on extensions, I'm going to use the voice control for ChatGPT extension on this specific lesson. So here you will see an option where I can choose the languages. And now I've selected Français. Bonjour ChatGPT.
Bonjour. Prêt pour une nouvelle session de français? Veux-tu travailler sur la grammaire, du vocabulaire ou faire une conversation aujourd'hui?
Now, it's not advanced voice mode, but it started speaking back to me in French, which is exactly what I want. So it's asking me, do I want to work with grammar today, all right? Or would I want to work with more of a conversational exercise? So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to tell me a short story in French that I can use to build up vocabulary. And then I'm going to do one more thing with that short story. So let's see what that looks like. Est-ce que tu peux me faire une petite histoire pour pratiquer un petit peu le vocabulaire?
Bien sûr. Voici une petite histoire en français, simple mais avec du vocabulaire utile. Finalement, cette journée qui avait mal commencé s'est bien terminée grâce à un simple café et un bon voisin. Tu peux me dire si tu as compris l'histoire? Si tu veux, je peux te poser des questions pour vérifier ta compréhension.
So now as a language teacher, what I can do is I can ask ChatGPT to create a quiz in any format that I can give to my students to assess them and see how much they've understood. So let's just switch back to English, and now I'm going to give ChatGPT that prompt. Could you please make a short quiz to assess me on key vocabulary found in the story? It automatically compiled the multiple quiz, which is just perfect. And now I can use that either for myself or for my students. So here's a final hack when it comes to advanced language learning. I've always liked this style. I think it's called Japanese ink. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot or upload this image, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT to describe this in detail. So hopefully what you will now see is that you get an array of new vocabulary and expressive language that you've probably never seen before. So here you can see the central figure is a young woman with delicate features dressed in a traditional red kimono. Her pose is graceful with her head slightly bowed and her expression is calm and introspective. So this is beautiful language that you can use to add to your vocabulary and perhaps now create images in this style using some of these adjectives. The soft bleeding edges and abstract brushwork create a watercolor-like appearance reminiscent of Japanese ink wash paintings. It's beautiful, it's poetic, and it enriches your language learning. Okay, so now let's say I've encountered words that I really want to revisit maybe a day or two later. And I'm going to say maybe oublier is one, and courir, and triste. All right, so I'm just going to say add to list, and I'm going to say triste, oublier, and courir. Great, now it's added those words to the list. Let's say I'm done with this session. I wanted now to compile that into an Excel sheet. So my command was compile list. Great, what you can see here is tu peux le télécharger ici. You can download it here. So I'm just going to click on that. So what you can see is it put the French on the left and the English on the right, which is exactly what I wanted. And now I have this vocabulary on an Excel sheet and I can do revision at any stage. This is perfect for language teachers because it takes the admin out of it. And one last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new project. So this is a new feature that they've recently launched. I'm going to name this project French. So now that I've created this project, I'm going to create a new chat and I'm going to upload that Excel document that ChatGPT just created. And I'm just going to say today's date, 31st January 2025, French vocab revision. And now the cool thing is that I can take this chat that I just created and I can add that to my French project. So this means by the end of the week or by the end of the month, inside this project, I'm going to have loads and loads of vocabulary and past conversations that ChatGPT can take into context and then help me build on that, help me progress, help me revise when needed, and help me advance my language learning. Super cool function. I hope this was useful. I'm very excited to see how you supercharge your language learning. If you have any hacks and other ideas, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.